Welcome to TerryWilson3.com.
This is the Terry Wilson, really?
Hey, Tony, this is Terry Wilson with TerryWilson3.com. How are you?
You personally are calling me back.
Get ready to discover, develop, and monetize your skills and talents with Terry Wilson.
Thank you, Christopher B. What is going on, TW3 family? What is happening? It is good to have everyone in the chat room tonight, and thank all of you for all of the warm birthday wishes. My word.
It was my idea.
Was it your idea?
It wasn't mine. It was definitely Mark's. But
Mark and all the guys, I really, really appreciate that. You made a grown man cry. It was
It wasn't that hard.
when it's you, though,
Are you saying I'm an easy target?
Yes.
low-hanging fruit, really.
Oh my word. It was, I just sat there. I said, why do you want me to come in here? She said, just sit down. You've got to watch a video. I was like, what? And, so she sat over there with the iPhone, and I turned it on, and it says, happy birthday from the TW3 family. And then all of a sudden I see you first. I was like, oh, the neighbors, Lindsay sent me something. So I was just thinking it was, just in the and then Tom from Chi-Town, and then this person, and then this person, and then this person. It was just everybody. And I was like, oh my word. And so, thank you guys.
Mark's the real MVP though. He did all the work.
Well,
See, I was thinking about it, and I saw his email. I didn't get it until late because I've been working, but I saw it, and I was like, man, that's a great idea. And then I was thinking of all the logistics of that, like coordinating with everybody.
It was
then
a huge project.
Then you got to edit it, and that's at least 3 hours. And I was like,
oh,
I'm glad
I'm
he's
sure
taking
he
this
had
because it's not
hours
coming
into
from me.
that. So, Captain, I really appreciate that. It was very special, and I tried to send it out to the members today in an email, just saying thank you, because it was just absolutely, words aren't enough to. I mean, kindness like that, is not easily.
You're saying you didn't appreciate my birthday gift?
In so many words, yeah.
As he was opening gifts, I literally sent him a text that had the picture of the Amazon order that I'd ordered him because it didn't come in time, and I was like, happy birthday.
Well, it's the thought that counts, right? No, I appreciate it all. Hey, tonight we're talking about one sold a ton while the other sold none. This is episode 391. So tonight we're talking about something that you probably just won't believe, Lindsay. So tonight I want to share with you how members here at TW3 are just knocking it out of the park with using our tools and our training. And I also want to share with you how some others, let's be balanced with this. Not everybody's rock stars right now. Some people struggle, and that's just the way entrepreneurialism is. But we're going to break it down and find out why, and can we learn from, other people's successes and other people's failures. Because at the end of the day, they have the same system, the same tools, the same training, the same opportunity. Everything's the same. The variable is what? Me. I am either the biggest asset to my business or the biggest without the set. So you've got to, hey, I told it funny. So anyway, but we are going to get into that, and we want to learn from it. It's not to throw shade on anyone. It's not to say anything, but you're going to be an example. You're either going to be an example of what to do or what not to do. And we want to learn from ourselves and everyone. So if you've asked the one who sold a ton, he'll claim that we're the best thing that since sliced bread. But if you ask the one that has sold none, well, he'll probably have a difference of opinion. I know I've shared emails with him a couple times today.
Or 12.
Or 12. So we'll get into that later tonight. I'm also going to interview a member tonight who, to be honest, thought we were just another internet scam. He had tried all different types of other businesses online and different things. And when he was introduced to the TW3 business, he said, oh, well, there's just one more internet scam.
Sure.
And so when it came along, he was, not only tentative, but to be honest, and with rightfully so, is really suspicious about it. Well, he eventually joined and hasn't looked back since. He's not just another success story here at TW3, but has become one of our most eloquent and articulate advocates. He wrote an article about his experience with TW3 and the platform that we have, and I'll be linking it in the show notes later on if you want to go read that article. I wished I could hire this guy. I wish I could afford to hire this guy because he's just an incredible writer. So stay tuned for that. But before we do anything else, the tyrant of tickets is in the house.
That's me.
Reagan, how did your day go?
My day was good.
Good.
I thought it was productive.
Very productive.
I try to make my Mondays as productive as possible because that's when I get a lot of my TW3 stuff done.
That's your day away from Yardbird headquarters.
That's the day that I mark off and say no Chick-fil-A today.
It's sanctified as TW3. Yeah, set apart.
Mondays are my Sundays. So.
Yeah, I got it.
So I had a good day.
Good day, and one of the things, Reagan does ticket support in the back, so our members, when they have questions, they can send in tickets. And so what Reagan does is he answers those tickets and points them into the right direction of where a video might be that they need to look for. And then on Mondays, he allows, he set apart a couple hours of his schedule to do basically
training sessions,
tech support.
Yep.
And it's really, because we have members that some are just rock star computer, weaker on how our sales models work and how to use this technology that they understand how to do.
Sure.
But need to know it from a sales standpoint. And then we have some people that are stronger in the sales, but need more of.
And there's no shade on, in either part.
We all come with weaknesses.
People are different.
Yeah.
I'm a goal-oriented person, so I like to big picture, what's the end goal? But as soon as you give me like the details of what I need to do, I'm like, well, that's minutia. I don't need to.
Yeah.
That's annoying. I got to look at that.
Eyes start rolling back in your head.
Whereas some people, they need to sit down and look over everything and go over it.
Well, if you get in, I know you've done some personality tests, but the thing that we're credentialed here at TW3 is through the Myers-Briggs.
Yep.
And that's another personality test. And
which I haven't taken that one.
You need to take that one. I can give it to you because you're probably an intuitive learner like your dad. And then when you get into the sensory stuff, this detail, your eyes start rolling back.
Going, well, this is a waste of my time.
Yeah, so I understand that. And two, Reagan's left and my right. She's not in the CBD oil business. So for you guys who are wanting to know,
which is a real loss to the CBD oil business.
She ought to be. You should make more money probably. But we call her Miss CBD Oil around here, and there's a long reason for that we won't get in tonight. But how are you doing, Miss CBD Oil?
I'm super excited because I just got Christmas.
Do we want to tell the folks what we were doing off camera? There's a reason why the camera wasn't on them for a while, because Miss CBD Oil checked out for a little bit, and she said I might have to leave for a few minutes.
But it was quick, right?
It was very quick. I'm
So I sell clothes. Some of you guys know this, and the company that I sell clothes for had their Christmas clothing launch release tonight. And we just found out about it this morning. And of course, it started at the exact same time that the podcast started. So I was like, Terry, I'm going to be on my phone. It'll be like 5 minutes if I'm even able to get this collection, because it usually sells out super duper fast. And I got some.
And you got it. So you're managing two businesses at once.
That's right, I am.
You're highly, highly effective.
Yep.
Well,
so
thank you.
That's Miss CBD Oil. She does a lot of our coaching around here and does a great job with it, as well as does the selling as well. And then to her left and my right, my son in whom I am well pleased.
Me again.
The chat, not
back to back.
Also, I couldn't help but notice Nazi. Is that spelled correctly?
Yes.
Nazi.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
He spelled it like the movie with Brad Pitt. Glorious Bastards. I think. Yeah.
Did I misspell that?
No. Well, no. Wait. Is that really how you think Nazi spelled?
Yeah.
Right. Come on now. Come on.
Let's not joke.
Right?
All right,
Look at it.
Joke around. Come on.
Look at it. Come on now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is a joke, right?
Dear God.
No. Is that not the way you spell it?
I really can't tell if you're being serious. There's no T, right?
There's no T in Nazi?
No, it's Nazi.
What?
I thought it was Natzi.
Please, no, stop. Please stop. Stop.
No.
We need a ruling on this from Peanut
No,
Gallery.
we really don't. I can tell you.
Who's the smartest Wilson kid?
Misspelling bee. How do you spell Nazi?
It's Nazi.
Are you sure it's not Natzi?
You spelled it like Natzi, which I thought was a joke because in the movie Inglourious Basterds, he keeps pronouncing it Nazi. That's why they knew he wasn't an actual German, because he's U.S.
Do you
soldier
know what
going undercover.
drives me nuts is when people down south say salmon. It's
Salmonella.
salmon.
It is pronounced
salmon.
Salmon. It's pronounced Nazi. Everybody.
Well.
Wait, there's no T in it though?
There's no T.
There's no T.
This is actually funny. So everybody's typing.
Is it though? It's sad. It's sad that we didn't know Nazi.
You know what? I think that's a blocked word. So
It is. So I'm having to show every single one. Everybody's typing in Nazi, and I'm having like, okay, it's okay. It's okay.
No. This is for learning purposes.
The kid is correct. Who knew? Well,
Everyone that's taken beginner history.
Well, apparently
That's how many
that
people-
means I'm out. Because I thought
Anybody
there was a
that's
Okay,
beat-
boomer.
Anybody that's beat any Call of Duty campaign will know this is how you spell Nazi.
I mean, there's a T sound in it.
oh goodness.
Well, the Z goes, z.
Once again, I prove you don't have to be the smartest one in the room to make the most money in the room.
Oh.
You just got to know how to operate TW3.
I guess he told us.
Go ahead, Reagan.
That's River, but yeah. Oh, wait, no, you're talking about my thing. Yeah, okay, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I was very distracted there. We're taking your questions in segment 2 tonight. So if you have any questions, we'll be answering them live here on the podcast in about 35 minutes. So get those in now, and we'll get them right after the interview. Make sure you hold membership questions till Wednesday night for the private training for a more in-depth training and answer.
Also, don't forget.
How do you spell that? Sorry.
Hey. I'm not even going to talk about what I just witnessed. What I am going to talk about
Is there an H in it?
is do not forget your tickets to the You Are Worth More conference. We're getting down to the last few seats.
That's right.
So go to worthmoreconference.com and get your tickets now at the lowest price of $147. That's 2 nights and 3 days in Greenville, South Carolina, March 19th through 20. Terry.
Did I do it again?
No, 21st. 21 RST.
It's the 21st.
Good
Lord help us. And I mean that.
You passed second grade.
You will be able to meet and see world changers just like yourself that is taking their money, that are taking. I can't even.
And going home. We're not going through the 22th. All right.
Just come to the conference. We're going to put Terry in the green room, and those of us that can spell and write will handle the communication because Terry is out. Also, Reagan, myself, or River is proofing show notes before we come back after Thanksgiving. We can't. I mean, seriously, I can't read this mess.
This isn't even legible.
I'm not going to lie.
And then
River
you
had
skipped a period, so I'm just supposed to do a run-on sentence to finish it out.
Rivers. Dear God. What are we doing?
All right. We're going to give away a free book with many spelling errors. Free leads or $300. Or $300 in free food certificates to someone tonight. All you have to do is share this podcast now on either Facebook, LinkedIn. I don't know how to pronounce that. And
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
interesting. Or Twitter using the hashtag TW3podcast391. If you have shout outs, feel free to send them in. And now, but keep all comments relative, clean, and no cursing. Thanks.
Well, that's
On my
a shame.
Minecraft server.
Nope, not on my Christian Minecraft server.
Oh
Nope.
goodness, guys, we're having fun. I hope you are, because it's one of those nights. I could tell you. I want to introduce a guy that has been with us. Gosh, I guess going on a year now, and his name is I call him the Iceman, but he said his last name actually stood for Iron Man. So we'll call him Iron Man.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like Tony Stark. But this guy, he's a rock star. Like I said, he's become one of our biggest advocates here at TW3. He not only resells our system, but uses our system. And we get into a conversation here. We're going to talk a little bit about music for just a second because we're both musicians, but then we get right into how he's using TW3 to take his money, business, and life to new levels. So let's go right there right now.
Hey, Terry.
Hey, Trevor, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm just trying to survive the cold weather, man. It's like 20 degrees in the Carolinas today, man. It's awful.
Well, it's a nice, beautiful, sunny day here in the Los Angeles area.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have to struggle with any of that, do you?
Well, I did just struggle through a cold for 2 weeks. It was like a zombie cold, you know. It would die and come back, die and come back. So I'm really happy to be through that.
So are you full-time running a music school? Is that what you do out there?
Yeah, I have a music school that I actually took over from a friend of mine.
Yeah.
She retired a couple of years ago, and I was looking to make a change, and I was actually running a medical center before that.
Oh, wow.
So it was quite the difference. But I decided to do it because A, it would help her out, and B, I could work from home. I mean, I could literally walk to the school from my house rather than drive 45 minutes to an hour and a half every day to a place that was kind of stressing me out.
Sure. So before the music school, what did you do?
Mostly I have a background in either sales or marketing of some kind, and actually construction.
Oh, wow.
I don't actually have a professional music career. Most of the music and fine arts that I did was in a boarding high school.
Oh, okay. So what instrument? Boarding high school. No, what is that? Explain that to me.
When I was a kid, still in elementary school, my older brother, we lived on an island actually, and he went to the mainland for high school and got beat up like his first day or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it was off to boarding school for him, and then when he finished, I followed, and it was I traveled from Miami when I was 13 to go to a high school in Oregon.
Really?
So all the way across the country, because it was a heck of a lot safer than the high school in Miami.
That is amazing.
So I was really fortunate, actually. I grew up in a really safe place with tons of activities in the afternoon. So I was in drama and choir, and ended up in the student staff choir at one point. I was doing honor choirs. I was a singer.
Okay.
And I played viola as well. So we did ensembles and solos and contests and things of that nature. And then a lot of, drama. And I was in a jazz band too. I was a singer in the jazz band for the school.
Awesome. So that's where you got sort of your first experience in the arts and stuff.
Yeah, and it really changed me. I went from being super shy to being able to perform easily on stage, and frankly, I find it easier to perform in front of a group than it is to, do individual one-on-one interactions. Although I'm fine with both at this point, but
sure,
it was music. I found music to be incredibly stimulating and developmental in my particular case, and so I'm really happy to be able to provide a learning environment for other people,
sure,
to help them have the same benefit,
Yeah, and it seems like, I don't know, man. There's just something about, music and what it does to the mind and the brain to help you absorb other information, even if you don't go into music. It's just what it does for you on a, I don't know, man, on a psychological level, or biological level, even the connections of the, synapses in the mind for you to be able to use both left and right side logic and the creative side. It seems to me that the entrepreneurs that we work with, the ones that excel, and it just seems like things come to them intuitively. It seems like it's funny to watch. They all have some sort of artistic background, either music or the arts and dance or something, but especially music. It just seems like, people that have been touched by that and have learned that it really is a huge asset to them in their business later on.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's actually been proven by tests of, like neurological tests. When someone is listening to music only, about one half of their brain lights up. And someone who's playing music, considering what they're doing, they're using their fine motor skills, they're reading or thinking a language, they're communicating a message, and they're actually doing fractional math at the same time all at once. Their whole brain lights up. It actually does create new neural pathways for anyone at any age. So I have a video about that on my website, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I didn't do the video, but I stole it from someone else who did a great job of explaining how music accomplishes that. So you're dead on. I mean, music is huge benefits, but especially for young people in terms of cognitive skill, executive function, decision making, problem solving. All those things come into the purview of learning music and helping someone excel in every area.
Yeah, I just see it from observational standpoint, from just in business for 11 years, just working with other business type people. It just seems like a huge advantage for the ones who have learned or been touched by in some way at some level about music. Even though there might not even be playing the instrument anymore or doing the activity, as I get talking to them and I was like, hey, you really did something here. That was very creative. And I get to know them and learn about them a little bit. Inevitably, they always have sort of a music background. So it's just pretty interesting observation, at least anyway. And I hope, we homeschool our kids here, and music's always been a part of our homeschooling curriculum and what we do. But I hope people that are in school situations will all, even if they have to go outside of the school system, make that a part of their kids, curriculum, because it's going to help,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's great.
And the funny thing is my taking over this school, and I'm hoping to take some of our programs out on a national level. The reason I was looking for something like TW3 was so that I could market our school and our programs with that level of intensity, to bring it out on a national level.
Cool. So you
just to accomplish what you're talking about.
So you could laser focus on people. Yeah, I've got a friend of mine who's a worship leader at a church. He has been, of course, he's the music director at that church, worship leader. And he also, during the day, he provides guitar lessons. And I've told him, I says, man, you need to set up a GoPro or your iPhone or something, and then record these lessons and then sell it as like a subscription base or something on an ongoing basis with your students, so they could refer back to them and stuff. And then you could go outside of your local regional area here and even sort of offer the lessons, from a subscription based standpoint or something later on. So he hasn't taken me up on that yet, but I keep telling me I ought to. I'm glad to see that you're doing something like that, and you're sort of in that space, or at least thinking in that direction, because I think it would be great. Well, let's get in. Let's get into TW3 a little bit. About you've been with us how long now?
Well, I actually purchased around a year ago. Like it was right around Thanksgiving of last year.
Okay, so just coming up on a year. And I guess you said your initial motivation was to have a tool to promote your existing business. Was that the primary motivation, or was it to do that? And because I know you've resold some systems as well, so it's been an income stream for you on a certain level. Okay, so speak to that a little bit about your experience and what you originally purchased for, and your experience thus far.
Sure. Well, I had just gone through my first summer with the music school, and that was really tough. I knew that some students would be taking off for summer vacation, but I didn't expect like half of my students to take off.
Hell no.
So that was quite a dip in my income, and I was still trying to figure out how everything worked. So I was like, wow, I don't want to do that again. So I was really looking for two things. I was looking for additional income, which I thought would maybe be like a part-time job.
Yeah.
And then I was looking for a better marketing system. And I didn't honestly think I was going to find both in the same place. right?
Gotcha.
So I had come across an ad from the famous Mark Griffin.
Oh, Captain Quackenbush. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking for like local work.
Yeah.
And so I found it. I think it was actually during the summer. And then I was like, well, this probably isn't legit.
Well, of course.
Because I had actually, a few years back, I had dropped about 2,500 on another marketing system before I was into the music school. And a friend of mine convinced me to do it. And it turned out it was just a slick package that everybody was selling, but no one was actually using it.
Gotcha.
Right.
So it was just something to resell. I gotcha. Yeah.
So I bought this system because a friend of mine had recommended it. I tried to sell it, but in the middle of selling it, I discovered that no one was actually using the actual marketing training to market anything. They were just selling the system. So that made me a little cautious about TW3 at first. So it was a few months before, I was looking for something better, couldn't find it. Then I went ahead and bought it at the end of November. I didn't actually do anything other than go through some of the training through the holidays. January 1st, I actually started to work on the call center.
Okay. So from November to January is more you still learning and still, really verifying is this legit or not because of prior experiences with other type products.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was actually a free affiliate for like a week. And then when I realized how much commission I was going to be missing out on, I figured, I'll take a chance. I went and started with SRT.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I figured, all right, through the holidays, I listened to the podcast, the live podcast. That kind of gave me the belief to get going in January.
Okay.
Right. So in earnest, like I had done a little bit of marketing, but it was the holidays, so it was kind of crazy. Then January 1st, I really went for it. I said, I'm going to try this out. I'm going to apply this little marketing system and see what happens. So Mark's advice to me was to get on the phone as fast as I could and talk to as many people as I could. So that's what I did. I kind of wish I had gotten myself through the 6 steps sooner than I did, because that happened a few months later.
Gotcha.
But I did buckle down, and I was talking to as many as 20 people a day in the call center. And that was why I was able to get my first sale in a month. And then within 4 or 5 months, I'd made about $8,000, which made back many times over what I spent, and saved my bacon for the first quarter.
Awesome.
Yeah. And and I realized it really, you really did have something here. It really did work. And then I started to look at, applying it towards marketing the music school and my national programs that I'm planning out.
Cool. Now you made mention something. I want to bring it back just for a second. You said that you eventually went through the steps 1 through 6. Speak to the importance of that and why you wished you had got to that quicker, because one of the things, like I just had a ticket that was forwarded to me from support today about a member had been with us for about 2-3 months and feeling a little bit frustrated because they're not getting up to speed as quick as they want. And so, and that's human nature. And by the way, anybody listening to this podcast tonight, it's a member that, you're feeling frustrated and you've expressed that. We don't mind that. We understand that, but here's what we do. I went back and it's like, well, let's see what's going on. Cause what I want to do is help her coach, help her, so I'm just trying to figure out, okay, why is the situation the way it is? And then I was going to send a private message to her coach and saying, okay, here's what I would tell her to do. So just sort of help the coach her, if you will. And I noticed like step 2 is not done at all. So the blog's not set up, the website's not set up, nothing's done. No leads have been, she has got her funnel set up, but no leads have been captured at all, which means she's not speaking. She's got 0 leads, which means she has 0 chance of making a sale because, you know, if you don't have anybody to speak to, there's no chance. And so that either means that there's no activity. She's not, driving traffic to her funnel, or there's a technical problem with her funnel, one or the other. So, you have to isolate what's going on. So that I'm going to be communicating that with her, with him, but I just wanted you, from your own perspective, why is it important, those steps? And because you made mention, I wished I had gotten to it sooner. From your perspective, why do you think you should have gotten to it sooner and made sure your activity was doing what it should be doing?
Yeah, well, of course. Well, there's a couple points I think I would cover. First off, the fact that you can actually make money without having everything set up is in itself awesome.
Well, sure.
Like, you don't have to be a technical guru to make money here, but you do need to have some things in place. But that said, if I had gotten through all the steps, especially step 4, I would have understood much better how everything was put together in the background.
Right.
And I would have avoided making some mistakes when training my first affiliates, because I didn't understand how it worked. So I couldn't train them very well.
Gotcha.
Right? I made mistakes I didn't even know I was making.
Gotcha.
Right. Yeah. So when I finally got through step 4, I was like, oh, and then I had to like backtrack and fix a bunch of stuff.
Gotcha.
Right? But I don't know how much traffic I lost, but it was probably considerable. Now, on the blog, on step 2, I actually come from a bit of a blogging background. So,
and by the way, I'm going to interrupt you right there. I read something you wrote the other day in a review. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to link it to this podcast. And I'm going to have you write on my blogs from now on. That was very well written, my friend. I could tell you are a blogger. Man, that was awesome.
Thanks. Yeah. My dad was a professional writer, and I learned how to touch type from about the age of 8.
Oh, my word.
So we had 5 electric typewriters in my house between my mom and my dad. If you didn't know how to touch type, like, you would be disowned. It's like, what's wrong with you?
Well, man, it was perfectly concisely written. I was like, I wished I could articulate with a typewriter that well. I mean, that was just awesome.
Oh, well, hey, I'm happy to edit your stuff in exchange for one-on-one coaching.
God knows I need it. If anybody's read my blog, it's like, how does this guy make a dime?
Yeah, well, it's part of your charm, I think. It also, I think, it helps people underestimate how smart you actually are. So
yeah, it's strategery.
Yeah, strategic advantage over your enemy. They have no idea who they're dealing with, actually. But on the blogging end, what a lot of people don't understand, especially if they're new to this space, is that a blog is probably your biggest advantage over other websites, your competition or otherwise. And this is because Google likes content. So if you have the same 5 pages on your website, about us, contact us, our services, our products, and you never add to your website, then Google's not going to be that interested.
Sure.
One of the huge advantages of TW3 is that we're all on the same website in a way. Like, you have this whole network of pages, which is like, basically bringing a bigger hammer to the table when it comes to showing up, right?
Right.
And when you add to that on your own personal mobile optimized blog in TW3, constantly adding blog pages by adding, because every blog page you add, every article you write, every curated article adds another page to your site, which makes it more interesting to the search engines.
Right.
So it's a huge advantage to the long-range plan of generating traffic because you'll show up better in the search results. And then couple that with all the other tools of driving leads that TW3 provides. I mean, it's kind of game over for your competition if you actually use everything.
Absolutely.
Right. And I know from teaching blogging in the past, and I actually used to have like a Facebook marketing class back in like 2010. Only about 20% of your competition is doing any blogging at all. And usually only about like 4 or 5% is doing a decent job at it. Right.
Wow.
So getting set up in step 2, and learning how to use the curator tool and just doing a little bit of that every day or every week is going to be huge in the long run and not necessarily all that far away. I mean, just by blogging a couple times a week, I took a guy who was unknown in his field and made him a mini celebrity in about a year.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Well, everybody knew this guy by the time I was done with him.
Wow. Well, see, and to me, it just adds credibility. It adds, I joke all the time, one of the reasons one of our neighbors is involved in our business now is because he comes from a medical background. He's meeting with CEOs of hospitals on a day-to-day basis. And so this guy's dressed to the tens all the time. He's a good friend of mine and neighbor. And you see him on the podcast from time to time, but he always joked, he said, I got to figure out what Terry's doing, because he dresses like a bum and he's always making money. Because I'm always wearing these t-shirts and just lounge pants and just, so they see me in the neighborhood and it's like, this guy dresses like a bum, but he's always on vacation, always doing stuff. And so he had to find out, what do you do? And when I told him, I was like, well, I don't invest in my clothes as much as I do my blog and my website. And I said, my online presence is my dress for success. And I think if people in the digital age, that's where it's got to be. You've got to look sharp, I think, online. And the more you can invest yourself in developing a skill set. And I wished I had your chops when it comes to blogging. Man, that was just such a great, I looked at your blog and it's clean, it's precise, it's neat. I like your layout. I like everything about it. And then the fact that you're just a great writer just makes it that much more appealing. But it is, you've got to have that. And then you're right with these, what we call offline tools, the dialer and the texter and everything else. You can then it's just you can just start driving traffic from somewhere that's not online back to online, because everybody's got a phone in their pocket and you're just driving them right back through a bulk email, a voicemail drop on their cell phone, or a text. And it's going right back. Yeah. To
it's almost frightening what you can do with TW3.
It is. And then you say, well, I don't have a product. Well, they would give you a product to sell. Well, I don't want to sell TW3. Well, here's some RMP stuff that you can do and just give away, so it literally is a business in a box. And, man, we're so glad that you're part of it and part of the family. I took notice of you about, I guess, halfway through the year. Well, I think around the first of the year, because you're a musician. So anytime someone starts talking music, I'm going to perk up because I'm got a kindred spirit there. But then I started seeing the business you was writing and things like that. And you've just been coming on board. So you came on board in January. Talk to a little bit about your experience over the past year, the business you've wrote, and encourage people about TW3, about, what you can do with this platform.
Well, I went for broke in the beginning, the first few months, just talking to people. I should have spent a little more time on steps 1 through 6, but that really, really worked. Just getting on the phone, using the scripts, talking to as many people as I could. And that just built up the momentum I needed to get those initial sales and, pay myself back for what I had spent.
Sure.
Many, many times over. But it also, at the same time, showed me the basic funnel that I could use everywhere else, right, for other products and services.
Right.
So I did get kind of interrupted around May and June because that's when we have our big awards recital for the school. So that kind of went straight onto that and nothing else.
Sure.
But then during the summer, I started to implement a basic funnel for music lessons. Just pretty much the same thing that I'd done to sell TW3.
Right.
In preparation for the fall semester. I ended up with so many enrollments that I basically ran myself over. Right? I was like, hold up now. This isn't going to work. I got so many new students. I don't have time to process them. Like,
oh, my word.
I'm going crazy. Like, I got to find a teacher for this kid because it's been like a week. Like, what am I going to do? And then I applied I actually applied your LinkedIn strategy to find teachers.
Nice.
And I was able to locate a really high quality teacher in about 3 days with the same strategy. I'm like, wow, this is like solving problems all over the place.
And just turn them into your own RMP.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So now that's going to lead into I'm developing a program that is going to be it's a portable piano workshop, right?
Okay.
It's going to be we're going to be testing it out on the 1st of December locally, but this piano workshop can be drop shipped into any group, any community, any youth group, any school. It's an 8-week program for beginner students of any age. Right.
Oh, yeah.
TW3 is going to be instrumental in marketing this.
Awesome.
Like that, instrumental.
I like that.
Pun intended.
Pun intended. You're such a writer.
And I know, right? And the future plan is going to be to have actually I got this idea because your experience with pianos. What I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
Right? Because I realized because of the status symbol of having a piano in your house,
mm-hmm.
I am pretty certain there are millions of pianos that are sitting unused in someone's foyer or a room.
Yep.
They're just too damn expensive to move.
Right.
Right? So you got hundreds, millions of pianos around the nation that no one's using. And there's millions of kids that don't have a music program that they can access. Right?
Right.
So what if there was an Airbnb program for all those pianos where people could rent out their piano?
That is
to
absolutely
kids that
brilliant.
Don't have a piano.
That is absolutely
right?
brilliant. Oh, my word.
So we pair up and just think of all the seniors that don't have anyone to talk to, but they have a piano in their house that they could be making a little bit of money on.
Absolutely. No, that's just absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Well, I thought of it because of you mentioning how many pianos you were selling. I'm like, there's got to be a ton of pianos that no one's using.
Oh, listen,
I mean, my mom.
And I would tell you 70% of those people that bought those pianos was buying it for status. They wanted, and the reason, and they put the player thing on it, so, we sold a ton of the Yamahas and the Young Changs and all these with the piano disc system on them so that they would just play throughout.
No
Yeah. Because the people couldn't play, but they just wanted a player piano in the house playing, in the foyer and stuff. So absolutely. There's a ton of pianos out there that unless the remote control or the CD is in it, they're not going to be played.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, just imagine if we started a music program in an area and then had using TW3 to market it, we brought in local mom and pop businesses that not another music school, but like local, the pizza place, Color Me Mine or whatever. And they co-sponsored music educational programs in the area. And then I just use TW3 to drive leads to them for participating.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, because
So
here again, you're connecting people with an asset that is not making them any money, so it's liability. You're converting it as an asset to them, and then you're finding people that have a need for a piano, and you're just the middleman in making it happen and monetizing activity. That's just beautiful, man. That's just brilliant. I love it. Love it.
I hope it works.
Well, you won't know. And it's, in the digital age, it's not going to cost much to try. That's the beautiful thing about all this stuff. You try it and see it and then work this. If that don't work this, and just massage it here, massage it there. And then when you find the magic formula, you scale. I mean, that's just the brilliance.
Exactly.
Of, the online business model today. I love it. Well, Trevor, I know you're a busy man, and I know I've got you on the cell phone, so I hope I didn't catch you while you're out driving in that LA traffic, because I know it can be crazy out there. But
oh no, I work from home. So.
Okay, good. Well, I appreciate you taking the time with us and making special accommodations for me, because my Saturday, my family said is occupied, so I can't do Saturday for you. So I appreciate you making accommodations for me to call you on this Friday night so we can have this played on Monday night's podcast. I think we're going to put this on this coming Monday night, so it's great. Do you?
Yeah, absolutely. And happy birthday! Happy birthday!
I was trying to stay away from it, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, how does it feel to be 35?
Again. I'll eventually get it right, so I won't have to keep repeating it 10 times. Hey, what's a good website address to give out so people can connect with you? Of course, we'll have the links in the show notes here, but I'd love for our audio listeners of the podcast to be able to connect with Trevor if they want to.
Oh, sure. My music website is funmusicforyou.com, which is the letter 4 and the letter U, so it's shortened. funmusicforyou.com.
Got it. Funmusicforyou.com.
And then and then because Dead Boring Serious Music School was already taken, so I went with the fun. Yeah. And then my TW3 site is tw3marketmakers.com.
tw3marketmakers.com. tw3marketmakers.com. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. And what's your extension in the call center, just in case someone wants to dial you up? Do you have that readily available?
Yeah, it's 11625.
11625. So that's 800-673-1728. 11625 is his extension. And so for you guys out on the left coast near Trevor, that would like to talk shop, got something to do with music, he can help you out in growing your music business, and also help you start a business from home. He's there anywhere, 24/7 online, and then probably he's got some business hours, but he'll get back with you if you call. And so that's awesome. Well, Trevor, I appreciate you taking the time, and appreciate you being part of the family.
Yeah, and thank you, and I super appreciate you putting all this here for us, because it's been a huge boon. I don't think I could pull all this national marketing stuff off without you guys.
Well, it's fun to watch everybody use this stuff and the way they're using it in the different spaces and areas. So it's just to me, it's a dream come true to see, this little thing that we started, 11 years ago explode to what it is today. So, and you're part of that. And we can't, hey, are you going to be at the conference, by the way? You got to come to the conference. If you're not, we're going to fuss at you if you're not. So when you're one of the rocks, you're one of the rock stars now, you got to be there.
Okay. Well, I guess I better be there then.
All right.
Got me on the spot.
I won't twist your arm much. If you can't, I understand, but hope you can make it to the conference, because I'd love to sit down with you and talk shop, talk music for a little bit. Who's your favorite band?
My favorite band. I kind of lean over on the singing side, so I have to say Adele and Michael Bublé.
I like Michael. I like both of those. Good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm always impressed at Adele's writing.
Yeah.
Her lyrics are pretty spot on. But I'm also, I grew up playing viola, so Mozart is my favorite classical band.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Mozart and the classics. That's awesome. Yeah. Since we've been frequenting, England and Scotland and Ireland. This is our second time to Ireland. I don't know why, and it sounds weird. I guess it because I think he's a Scotch, but vocalist wise, I find myself listening more and more to old Rod Stewart stuff. I don't know if you listen to any of his stuff, but he's got that real raspy voice. He's got a texture to his voice that to me is like very unique.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the name of the game, isn't it? You need to stand out. He definitely does that.
I asked someone the other day, I said, I wonder how many packs of cigarettes do I have to smoke to get that voice? I mean, he has just got, he has got a rasp like no one I've ever heard. But anyway, well, listen, brother, I'll let you get back to it. Thanks for being on tonight.
You bet.
All right. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
And that was Trevor Eisenman from Los Angeles, California.
Oh, you got your hand
I wasn't
in the
muted, by the way. You had me still.
Yeah, I
muted.
had
That wasn't my fault this time. I didn't realize he's from LA. I must have missed that part. I thought he was in Oregon, but I guess that's where he said
That's where he went to
boarding
school. Yeah, went
Gotcha.
to boarding school and all that.
Wow.
So.
That's cool.
We got some awesome members here, man.
I like hearing stuff like that because it's going to sound like, it's going to sound disparaging, but I don't mean it to be.
Whoa. You just used a Terry word.
Disparaging?
I caught that. Sorry.
I like befuddled. That's my personal favorite word. No, but because I'm always befuddled. No, but I like hearing stories where people aren't just reselling the system, which granted, that's an easy way to start making money. But
well, that's the big criticism. It's just sitting you buy to resell. And
I think we're just around it so much that we got so many resellers and there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But it also goes to show what else you can do with the system.
Well, it's like I was telling someone today that was
stuck on stupid. You can't fix stupid.
I like how he still has that button.
Can we take it away?
I was telling someone that I said, 60% of our members are not even resellers.
Yeah.
So it's just
Well, I was in a training session today. I was showing someone how to build a funnel, but I was like, this is a template though. Like a funnel isn't just
we're teaching
like,
you how to resell TW3 as a template to go by.
Yeah, but there's so many other things you could do with it.
Yeah, it's just the starting point because a lot of our members are new to digital marketing.
Yeah.
And
which that's genius. He had his students coming through his funnel. Like that's a perfect use for that. Like,
well, did you notice Ron said the same thing last week? Bam.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So that's 2 back-to-back music teachers that is using the system.
Yeah.
Because the question is, well, is insurance the only thing that can be done for real estate? Well, there's 2 music schools. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to have people.
Yeah.
You got to have people. But let's get into some questions, Mr. Reagan. I know that they've come in. I want to make sure everybody is getting their questions answered. And then I want to talk about how someone just made $43,000 in 1 week last week. And then someone else didn't make a dime.
Me. No, I'm just kidding. So first question was, what's the link that I send someone to sign up as an affiliate?
Affiliatewithtw.com. Affiliatewithtw.com.
Is it TW or TW3?
TW. Okay. 3 on that one. I don't know why I did that.
That is a little weird.
That is a little weird.
I don't know either because I've thought about that a lot. I really have.
Up at night pondering
a lot. Is that what keeps you up at night?
Well, listen, when I give somebody the link, they'd be like, "Oh, at TW3," I'm like, "Nope, not today." I don't know why, not today.
I misspelled my own name, I guess.
Nancy. Can one work as a telemarketer for TW3 without paying money up front?
No, not. You can as an outbound telemarketer. I mean, you can set up your own thing at home and use our scripts to start cold calling. Absolutely. But the magic of TW3 and the reason why Greenback says the deal is real is because you get the system, you learn how to start driving leads into an extension in the call center. And you say, what? I'm answering a question.
I'm sorry, River, did you put CBD oil on my water bottle?
I did.
Well, it tastes like CBD oil or grass, one or the other.
I swear, folks, it's like
don't get
tastes like grass.
It does.
All right, he's up. But you to get inbound calls, you got to have the system. So the answer is, if you want to take cold calls and do cold calls, you can. But if you want inbound calls and them, doing like we show you, you got to have the system.
Yeah, I would like to also add on to that. If you would like inbound calls, so
Are we going to land the plane? I don't know what
I
just
really
happened.
didn't think he had anything to add there, and then he used a word that was relevant to the conversation.
Yeah,
I was like,
and
I was surprised.
You really
and then
thought,
I'm questioning my panel of choices.
crashed that immediately.
you don't just have to resell the system. You know, you can do
You
other
can't fire me because I'll just walk up here anyway.
That's true.
Next question, please.
Gina will let me in.
Let's see. Question. Now that scraping email addresses is federally legal, can you talk about scrapers and how to narrow down niche leads using that software?
Yeah, so we've got a data scraper. You can go to terrywilson3.com and go down to the bottom of my site. And on there's a data scraper that I recommend. Don't quote me on it because I can't remember, but I think it's like $47. It might be $97. So if it's that, don't get mad at me.
It's your fault.
But it's a scraper. The deal about this one is it's not a cloud-based scraper. It's actually downloaded onto your C drive of your Mac or your PC or whatever. And then it's used in conjunction with some software online.
So it's hardware.
We're going to, matter of fact, no, I'm not going to chase that one. But anyway, she's the squirrel in the audience.
No, I thought that's the difference, right?
No.
Okay.
No, were you being real? I can't
No,
spell.
that
and you
was
don't
for
know.
real.
Hardware.
Yeah, if you download it onto your computer, it's
onto
hard.
the C drive, which is the hard drive, which is a hardware.
The C drive is hardware.
But the magic on the drive is still software. It's just X's and O's. It's just a binary
software is magic. Hardware you can touch.
Software is the cloud.
Software is code.
Yes, technically.
Okay.
It can be in the cloud. It can be on a hard drive. It can be on your phone. Those apps on your phone, those are software applications.
But when I buy something at Best Buy, is that hardware or software?
Depends on what you bought. What'd you buy?
Unless it's a computer or a printer.
I have a question. You said it goes to your C drive. Why?
Why not?
Can it be
It
any
can
of
be
your...
in any drive. But the point is, let's get back to the question before we frustrate the entire audience. We've only frustrated half of them by now.
I go all the way.
I'm committed to this. We're going to chase the squirrel. No, but you can, with that software, put in a keyword. And so, like, if you're wanting to specifically get insurance agents or real estate agents in Atlanta, Georgia, you put in the keyword of the type of lead you want and then the area, and then it'll even scrape the website. If they got a web address, it'll scrape if they've got any social media accounts, like their LinkedIn account, their Facebook account, and all that. So it's pretty cool. So once you have that, then you can just load it into, a bulk texter if you've got or something like that, and send out text or however you want to use it. Or he was talking about email. So if you've got our bulk emailer in our back office, you can use that system there.
Cool.
Which is pretty cool.
His follow-up question, can you talk about how to create subject data for videos in a specific niche?
Well, that gets into a little more higher end marketing, and I would say come to a training on that. But there are some specific ways that you can target niche audiences with videos and stuff like that. But that gets into some SEO stuff and all that.
Cool. Let's see here.
Not trying to be evasive, but I have to talk about some of the tools that we have and things like that and how to use it. And that's not on the free side. That's on the pay for side.
When and how can I start without paying? I can do full time. I'm super excited. Couldn't stop reading the description. Seems too good to be true.
Yeah, so you can start whenever you want. We have what's called a sales affiliate program that you can start anytime. Just go to affiliatewithtw.com, put in your trainer's name. What'll happen is you get the scripts, you get the information, and you just take off and start selling. If we have that anytime for anybody, you can start and you get paid anywhere from $100 to $300 per sale. If you ever want to upgrade to be a sales rep and trainer, the trainer side of that means that you're going to stick around after you make the sale and help your client learn the system and the software. You can upgrade later on whenever you want, but you can always start for free. You can also start off as a sales rep and trainer with no out-of-pocket expense by some financing. We have myzippyloan.com, which will finance our system, as little as $29 a month with no money down. And then your first payment's not due until 30 days from now. And I think PayPal's got something where they've got a deferred thing there where you don't even pay anything for 6 months, no interest, no payments. I think, is that still going on, or is it they don't do the deferred anymore? And maybe it's just interest free.
I think it's no interest for 6 months. I'm not sure about the payment side.
Okay, they used to have that 6 months deferred. I don't know if they still do that, but that's a creative way to get the system, learn the system, start using it, making money with it, and then paying for it. But you can do that later on. And I will tell anybody on here, hear me now, feel me later, as I like to say, do not buy any of our systems if, you're not in a place to do that. Okay. Cause if you get stressed out, we're not therapists, we're marketing agents. And so we can't do anything. We can empathize. We love you, but
try to help.
We can try to help, but we're here to tell you what the X's and O's are. We're not here to explain the complexities of life.
Yep. Does this, that's a good question. This is from Tom Sellers. It says, did this,
You know where Tom's from?
Cheetown. Does this software come in a box?
Only for Lindsay, Tom. Only for Lindsay, and we ship it straight from Chi-Town, and we put that on the label just to see if she knows even where it's from.
All right. Last question. Because it's the last question, but also my phone's dying, so it works out. Have you ever heard of FlixPress?
No.
Who?
FlixPress. FlixPress. Flix, Flix.
What is it?
Press. I have no idea.
I haven't heard of that, but I'm always in the...
It's an online video maker, video creation software.
Okay. Okay. There's several of them out there. We have some on our site that I don't know who all the makers are, but we have several that we recommend. If you want to know what I recommend, just go to my home site and go all the way down to resources. And
You use Premiere?
I've used that. I've used several. Oh. I've got Screencast right now that I'm using, and I'm using OBS. So
OBS is good.
Just depends on what you're using it for.
That was the last of the questions.
All right. We'll be back right after this. I want to talk to you about how this guy made $43,000 in 1 week, and the other guy didn't make anything, and make some distinctions of what we can all learn from there. And then we're going to give away, make sure if you want a free book, and I did get an editor to edit this. So there's only about 2 typos that I know of in here. But there might be more. Is there 2 or 3?
I haven't.
Only like 14, 15.
'em.
Shut up.
70.
But there's only, I think there's only like 2 or 3. I think on page 70 there's one. I think. But anyway, when we go back to press, we're going to fix that. But we're going to give that away. So share the podcast at TW3 Podcast 391 to your favorite social media account, and then we'll pick someone when we get back. Do you have another question?
Just a big shout out to our new members: Tyler Ambrose, Roger Ross, Jeremy Dickinson, and Ashley Popa.
Welcome aboard to TW3, guys. It's good to have you. Welcome. We'll be back right after this. You know, if you've ever listened to my podcast, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. Earners are learners and leaders are readers. If you want to go to the next level, you do have to grow to the next level. And growth happens by the people you hang around and listen to the most. Seth Godin says you're the sum total of 5 people you hang around the most. And that is why you need to go to terrywilson3.com/free book and get a free audiobook just to try out the services. Here's the deal. Over 70,000 different authors from every type of genre that you could think of. Go over there, pick one that you like, something that's going to inform you, something that's going to inspire you, something that's going to illustrate what you need to do next. Try out the service. If you don't like the service, cancel it, and you get to keep that free audiobook. But you're going to love the service, and I promise you, if you will commit yourself to listening and learning from those who have gone where you want to go, you can go there also. So go to terrywilson3.com/free book today. Try out the service and get a free audiobook just for trying it out. terrywilson3.com/free book. Have you ever tried a work from home business? If you have, you may be like several others. Matter of fact, 98% of people, according to Forbes magazine, who've tried and failed. Why? Well, there's several reasons, but the main reason is because most home-based businesses have no means, method, or mechanism for you to get in front of people who need, want, desire, and can afford what it is you offer. See, the unique thing about TerryWilson3.com is we put you in a position where if you can simply answer a phone or read a script, you can make make money. And I'm not talking about going and selling pills, thrills, lotions, and potions. I'm talking about selling something that every business, everyone who has a product, good, or service needs, and that is a lead generation marketing system. But here's the cool thing. You never cold call. You never have to recruit your friends, family, and foes. You simply take a call, read a script. Want more information? Go to terrywilson3.com/call center right now to get more information. That's terrywilson3.com/call center.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
All right. So what does it take to make big money? Big money.
Dang it.
Nah.
Moment's gone.
Yeah.
Do what?
I would have stole that joke.
I had a funny joke, but Mike was muted.
What do you guys think it takes to make big money?
All right, here it is. Opportunity presents itself.
All right.
Rich parents. Hey.
That's right.
I'm out of here.
I don't think so, Scooter.
I do.
Well, you out of luck. No, what it takes is perseverance, and it takes a willingness to do whatever it takes to make it happen. And I'm so proud of this gentleman. He came on last year, and, he's had some business experience. The other person that we're referring to has business experience. And we're not going to mention names because it's not about the names. It's just a case study in one over the other. The gentleman that made the $43,000 last week, the first thing he did was he learned, and he spent a lot of time learning how to build his funnel. He spent a lot of time learning how to build the TW3 funnel, how it works, the intricacies of it, the nuances of it, how the reason why. He didn't shortcut it. For instance, I see some members that will create their funnel, but instead of having 3 separate video pages like we lay out, they throw it all on one page. I'll see.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry about that.
Guess I'm turned on now.
Well, I try.
Do it again.
But he laid it out, and then he would ask questions. Why do you do it this way? It would be much more, and because he's trying to learn. And I would explain, doing it this way, there's a process, there's a reason for it, because if you lay it out this way, and I got into the psychology of it and how you're slowing people down and you're forcing them to go here first and then cognitively recognize what's going on before they go to the next thing. Mm-hmm. Because people that spend money online and don't read what they're getting, don't pay attention to what they're doing, they scare the life out of me. And it's a pending disaster waiting to happen. And it happens all the time. It is amazing how many people have dropped $3,000 on one of our packages.
Listen, I'm here to tell you that happens, because there was a guy recently that did that, and he came to his first coaching, and we scheduled one for the next week.
Yeah.
He didn't answer his phone, dropped off the face of the earth.
Just went away.
And I was like, homie,
what is going on?
You spent $3,000 on this.
It just befuddles me.
Nice.
Well, thank you. I'm learning.
I was telling one of my clients that I'm convinced that whenever you are done working and you have some downtime, you just sit here and read a dictionary and get ready.
Befuddled. BEDJ.
Nope.
ST7.
Ampersand.
The point is, guys, at TW3, it's not only a tool, but it's a training and strategy of how to use this tool in a very strategic way. There's a reason why it's laid out the way it is. And if you circumvent that, if you try to short circuit that, if you try to do things, you can do things your way. Now, listen, you're an entrepreneur. When you come to TW3, it's your system, it's your thing. You do you. But if you want my assurances of what works, you have to do it my way. And this gentleman did that, and then he got real specific on who he wanted to deal with. He doesn't deal with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, if I can use an old terminology I grew up with. I know that sounds, I'm dated now. That's Grandma Joyce talking.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah, that's beyond boomer.
Did I do that right?
Yeah, that's good. Good job. We taught her a new meme today.
We taught her a new meme today. She was boomer.
We lit tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, you ruined it. You ruined it all.
She just stepped on her
We
own.
raised you up and then you completely destroyed it. I'm so disappointed.
But the point is, he knows who his audience is. He knows who he has the most authority and rapport with, so he'll have the most influence with. He only targets that niche audience, and he's selling a very high-ticketed product that he's developed. I showed him a couple things, and he is making
good money.
Made bank. Then you look across the aisle, and I have a person here, been with us 5 months, not sold anything yet. Very frustrated, very aggravated. I sent I really don't know what to say. I sent this email out to our members today because I was moved to tears this weekend. You know, I do what I do because I enjoy it, whether I got paid or not. You can ask my boys in here. I've always been a teacher, speaker. I love motivating people, encouraging people. That's my heart, whether I got paid or not. I mean, I've proven that. I've done it at churches for years, and anyone that would have me come and speak and encourage, I'll do it.
QT, you know, right down the road.
QT, I'll wherever. I just love teaching and speaking and encouraging. So the fact that I get to use this thing and get paid for it is just the blessing beyond belief. We make good money here, and we do income reports from time to time, so that I'm no secret there. But I will tell you, and I love the lifestyle that TW3 has afforded me. But then to get that video over the weekend of all these people saying what TW3 meant to them and encouraging me, I sat here and cried like a baby. I mean, just because it's
to no one's surprise.
To absolutely no one's surprise. So I sent out this thank you, and I said, "Thank you, guys. Words aren't enough. I can't say anything that that would capture what you did." And then I get this response from this email from a member,
which I'll go ahead and butt in real quickly. I didn't see this email till today. Didn't really get to read it, but I thought it was highly ironic that the subject of the email was about being thankful, what you guys mean to me, and then the response to that.
He's like, well, let me burn your house down.
Like, you having a good time? You having a good time?
Well, what was funny?
I got something to say about that.
What was funny is Mark sent me a text, and he said, wouldn't it be funny if one of the members or old members or whatever gets this video and they say, those people aren't real. They're just actors, because they've said that about Linda. They've said that about several other people. They're not real. Terry's paying out. He went to Fiverr and just paid these people to say something nice about him, and I was like,
we have the video of him crying. That's some good acting if you paid Fiverr actors to make him cry.
And so I just laughed. I says, yeah, it would be crazy. I says, but I don't put it past society. I mean, it didn't get out of my phone as a text, and ding, someone responded to this, and I looked down and says, I'm sure you feel great the way you take advantage of people with your con game you got going on there. This is so-and-so's husband, and you are a sheep in wolf's clothing. And then he just goes on to just really torture scripture, to try to back up his feelings toward me. And so I tried my best to just like, what is the deal? And I copied you because you coached this person. I copied a couple other people that had coached and trained these people, and so that you would know what I said. And I think you was accurate in saying I was a matter of fact, but I was polite in my response. And we exchanged from that point emails for, he's still emailing me. I've got my inbox still coming in. And the point is this, I kept going, what did we tell you? What did we say you would get? And what did you get? Is there any difference? And his whole argument is, we don't know how to do this or that, and that's what we want to do. And Lindsay only spent an hour with us, and we asked for more time, and she said she was going to charge us. And then I spoke.
Which they weren't Lindsay's clients.
They weren't even your clients.
Yeah.
You're just doing that as the additional supplemental elite training. Talked to their actual trainer. She's been over at their house. Helped them hours, but the person wants it done for them. And if we're not willing to do it, then the threat was, well, then I'm just going to go out and tell everybody you're such and such and so. And then I said, okay. And then he's, well, I'm going to get an attorney. I said, well, okay. And, and how dare you threaten a lawsuit? I said, You the problem. It reminded me of that Mark Twain quote that says, never argue with an idiot because all they'll do is drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience, you know? And I was just like, what is the deal? And it harkened me back to Bam Bam last week. He was having some technical deals. He was getting frustrated. He wasn't happy with me. But the difference is he says, you know, I'm going to make this happen. I'm smart enough. I'm good enough. I'm not going to let this one thing trip me up. And he made it happen.
Yep.
And he took personal responsibility for his personal well-being. And now he's personally making a lot of personal income.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Terry's not making that income for him. You know, but that's what it takes. Yep. And so, you know, the difference between this gentleman making 43 grand in a week and this person that ain't made $4.33 in 5 months is, number one, attitude. Number two, activity. I went back and I said, well, what's going on? I looked, hey, out of 5 months, they've had 42 leads. Now, Lindsay, 42 applicants. The numbers say you got to have 100 leads to get 25 qualified leads, and you got to have 25 qualified leads to have one chance.
That's one ad.
Yeah.
42 leads is like.
That's one bad ad.
That's one bad ad.
Yeah.
And it's my fault. And I am a scam artist, and I am this and that because.
Wait, double tooth, fork tongue. That's still my favorite.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I think we've been in it long enough. You start to notice patterns, and it seems like
it's a pattern.
People under enormous stress.
Yes, and that's
act
what it
out
is. That's all it is.
In exaggerated ways, and I think for different people handle stress differently. For me, I like to. Which granted, I know I'm young and I'm sure there's plenty of people that's like, you don't know stress. But for me, if I have stress.
Well, it's all relative. It's all relative for you.
It's stress for me. Yeah. I got to pay bills.
Right.
So what helps me is I have to knock out a goal or I have to complete something that's standing in the way of sort of clearing whatever that stress is. And stress is just something that I haven't finished or it's not the way I want it. And I just need to knock out milestones to get to where I want it.
Sure.
And so for me, I just need someone to either tell me or I need to work through something. I think some people get so stressed out that they just like, well, they give up almost. It's like, well, I don't even want to look at it because it stresses me out. And they're not taking that like
head on.
Pull yourself up by the bootstraps and go after it.
The only way to win this thing, if it's a thing that's very daunting to you, and I get this person is feeling a lot of stress and pressure, but the way around that is break it up into very small bite size.
Yeah. And
do that little small thing. Don't look at everything. See, because I'm going back and looking at tickets, and they're wanting to do RMP, they're wanting to do this, they're wanting to do that. And you cannot walk until you learn to crawl, and you can't run until you walk. I mean, it's a progression. And we have a business model here that you could make money on the very basics starting out and then work your way to where you want to go. And they said, I don't care. I care about these people. I'm not mad at these people. And I kept trying to explain, listen, the way I make my money is you being successful. It's not in my interest for you not to be successful.
Yep.
It's not in my interest for you to buy something and not have a good experience. But until you're going to be honest with, here's my responsibility, here's your responsibility. Because the situation, it basically deteriorated to this, I want a refund, or I want you to do this for me, or in other words, I want for me.
After they signed 12 times.
And I kept going. I said, because he's saying you don't even coach personally. We can't even talk to you directly. Well, where did I say you would?
Well, Wednesday, but yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but not one-on-one.
Yeah, I guess not
one-on-one. And they're never at the trainings. Never at the trainings. I'm there making myself available. One of our elite members said, Terry, with all of our members, why on Wednesday nights? And I was like, well, a lot of them got it and they're going. But if you're struggling, that's what they're there for,
Yeah.
And that's what your trainer's there for. I talked to the trainer and they're not taking calls and not being responsive. So the point is, you can't help that. You can't help that. And that's not us being dismissive. That's not us throwing shade. If I was wanting to throw shade or if this was personal, I would be mentioning their names. It has nothing to do with that. I want people to learn that we are going to be the biggest asset that our business has or the biggest liability. And it's a choice. And there's not a person, if there's not a person in the listening audience that is on here live tonight or is going to hear this later, that's not worth more. I wrote a book. You're worth more. You don't have to be the sharpest tool in the shed. I make mistakes all night tonight. Can't spell. Can't write. What I know, I've mastered a couple things, and that's all you got to do.
Well, what's that Bruce Lee quote? I fear not the man that's practiced 1,000 punches one time, but the man that's practiced one punch 1,000 times.
Exactly.
Yep.
You know, you just go with what you got and make it happen. So when we get back, we got someone to give a book away? Okay, so we're going to go back to one break, and we'll be back right after this.
So there's two things that I use on a daily basis to make more money, make more sales. Because I have learned over 20 some odd years of being an entrepreneur is most people do not make a significant purchase the first time they hear about it, or even the second time. As a matter of fact, it normally takes 6 touches, 6 encounters with a client before they will ever decide to pull the trigger on anything. How do you scale a business if you can't automate that process? One of the things and tools that I use is Aweber, which is an automatic email marketing system. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial by going to terrywilson3.com/Aweber. That's terrywilson3.com/AWEBER, Aweber, and try their services out. I think you're going to really like it. And if you decide to keep it after 30 days, they'll give you a discount for using that code. Go to terrywilson3.com/Aweber right now and put your marketing and your sales process on autopilot.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
All right. But listen, family, this is the best business, and it's the best business because the people in it are just absolutely incredible. And if you're not at the conference, then I'm telling you, you're missing out. You've got to be at You Are Worth More 2020 this year. You're going to meet Quackenbush. You're going to meet Greenbacks. You're going to meet Miss CBD Oil, Miss Spelling Bee, Linda the Legend, who's Miss Music. You're going to meet the Tyrant of Tickets, Reagan. You're going to meet, I don't know if we're going to bring River or not.
Nah.
We'll bring River. You're going to meet the whole crew, and you're going to see people that are just average people making above average livings because they've got a tool, they've got something that they can take their money and their business and their life with to the next level.
I'm looking forward to Maya River's panel on Midwest Emo.
Yes. All right, guys. We're going to be introducing you to Mom Jeans, punk rock band.
Got a Remo Drive.
Hey, I like Mom Jeans.
I love Mom Jeans. They're my favorite.
Okay.
The jeans and the band.
Oh, it's a band? Yeah. I thought you were knocking Mom.
No, it's...
And I'm like, you've never carried a baby in your womb.
No, it's...
You don't need Mom Jeans, but I do.
As soon as you agreed with that, you did not know what they were talking about.
I've carried several babies in my womb. Don't you worry.
I was about to fight you for a minute because the company that I work for...
All right, wait. Before we get too far off, we always ruin the person. Then we announce the winner, but we set them up with like the worst.
Yeah. Who's the winner? Who's the winner?
The winner is at Candace_KFT.
At Candace_A
KFT.
KFT.
Like Chick-fil-A.
What she said.
No, not really.
She said no, not really.
Well, if you'll go to terrywilson3.com, Candace, terrywilson3.com/contact, give me your mailing address. I will send this out to you tonight. I'll sign it, send it out to you, put a special note in there for you, and encourage you to take your life to new levels. I'm telling you, you can do it. You can do it. And if not TW3, get something. Man, life's too short to just be que sera, sera.
What?
You don't know what that means either, do you?
Oh, no, the way... Oh, wait. You just said que sera, sera. Okay. What will be. Yes. Okay.
It's a song. Que sera.
Muy bien.
But it's
Gracias.
pronounced that way in a song. I know you're speaking Spanish.
Yeah, you just southernized that to another level.
Do I not southernize that?
Que sera, sera.
More bean.
Si se puede.
Si se puede.
Grassy. No, I won't go there. But, you know.
Grassy.
Hola.
All right, now everybody's logging off.
Yeah.
What's something everybody's thankful for?
Oh, yes. Send in what you're thankful for. Call in 800-673-1728. 800-673-1728. Let us know what you're thankful for. I'm going to actually do a special podcast next Monday. I said I wasn't, but we've changed some of our travel plans and stuff like that, so I will be in. So I want to do that. And we're going to have Bill Perry on with us next.
Bill Perry's the man.
Bill Perry,
I love him.
He is a rock star. He is absolute rock
You ever have those people you get to sit down with and you just want to talk to them because you know they're going to give you like a little piece of advice that's going to help you go a long way? He's one of those people.
His wife is one of those people. I love his wife.
When I get around them, I'm like,
conference. They're going to be at the
I
conference.
tell them something stupid, I'll be like, now fix it.
Are they?
Yeah. We talked to him and decided to go ahead and bring Wild Bill from Green Hill back. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, because we didn't know if we were going to do it, Bill, because we've had him for 2 years running. And but several of our members said, you got to have Bill. You got to have Bill. Is Bill coming back? So, guys, if you haven't been to one of our conferences, you'll want to get there and hear Bill. He's worth the price of admission.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, forget me. I wouldn't come see me, but Bill. That's right. Bill. You've got to see Bill. But anyway, guys, I hope tonight was a great show for you. I hope you learned a lot. I hope it encouraged you. You know, it's all about attitude. Zig said it the best way. Attitude will take you new altitudes. And, you know, I get stress. I get, you know, things not working out. And trust me, no judgments here. But, you know, buckle down, quit blaming other people, and go after what God's given you to do. You know, and if it's not this, find something that works for you. I mean, we're not a fit for everybody. I'm not saying we're the end all be all, but I will say this. We do what we say we'll do. No one can say otherwise.
Well, we are holding a gun to their head and saying, you have to buy this system.
Well, I kept getting, I said, where did we say one thing and do another? Then
scam.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want to hear about it. Scam. Where's the software? I never received it. It's a scam.
I didn't put the ticket in. It wasn't me.
And that's when I gave him Lindsay's home number.
Yep.
Is that why my phone's been blowing
That's why
up?
your phone is blowing up. Good night, y'all.
Thank you for listening to our show today at TerryWilson3.com. If you would like more information on how we can take your money, your business, and your life to the next level, then please visit us online at TerryWilson3.com or call 800-673-1728.
This is the Terry Wilson. Really? I'm excited, Terry. I want to get started here.
Is this a celebrity, Terry Wilson? Oh, my word. How you doing, sir? Dude, don't even go there. I've been listening to this for a while, and I'm finally like, okay, guys, what a privilege. I mean,